Hey team. So today I was gonna chill in my living room and I was gonna do a little lacrosse ball rollout yoga session for myself because I'm super sore right now. But I figured I'd film it and we'll see how it goes. But this is a steep learning curve for me. So if this gets weird or awkward or rambly, just stop watching. That would be a huge favor to me. Yeah, otherwise I hope it's helpful. Let's give it a shot. Cool. Okay, so here's my setup. I got my little mat right here between our two couches. I think I'm going to end up using these couches. That's why I did that. I think that'd be helpful. That's not true. The big reason I did this is because I have this super dope little space heater that I wanted y'all to see. Thought it made it a little more cozy. So that's it. All right, so grab a lacrosse ball. If you don't have a lacrosse ball, get yourself a tennis ball. Or anything, maybe a golf ball. I feel like that's kind of asking for trouble, but you could give it a shot. But more than anything, it's gonna be super helpful with a lacrosse ball. Cool. So to get started, I'm gonna stay just on my back. We're gonna be on our back a lot. Just letting you know right now. Cool. All right. So I'm resting. So during this whole isolation, quarantine situation, I made a goal to be sore every day. So I've been doing a lot of yoga, a lot of workouts, a lot of walks. And it's been awesome. And now I need to recover a little bit. So yeah, hopefully this will be helpful. And for those of us who are used to getting massage and we can't get massage right now, hopefully this will be a little nice temporary stand-in until we can get back to that deep tissue work that we might enjoy and need to keep our body running. So yeah, all right. So starting on our backs, I'm thinking we're gonna go straight for like big target area, and that's gonna be the rhomboids and the traps, that space of tension between the shoulder blades. So let's start on that right side. You'll bring the lacrosse ball between your right shoulder blade and your spine, and make sure you've got plenty of space behind you. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift my legs up like this, so I got plenty of space for this arm. Bringing that lacrosse ball down between the right shoulder blade and spine. Yeah, cool. So taking a couple breaths to encourage the back muscles to just release over their new body. So I'm going to want a little more than this. Personally, I like to incorporate a little bit of engagement of that muscle group that we're pinning down. And something to keep in mind with these while we're working to the upper back, you can always make it more intense by bringing a block or a bolster or a pillow, anything that's going to lift up your hips. Slide something under there that's going to pour more weight into the upper back, so you're going to feel this more. So give that a shot. Personally, I think I'm going to stay as is. But I'm going to start to lift my right arm up towards the ceiling. Ugh. And then slowly relax my right arm on the ground up overhead. Awesome. All right, I'm going to bring it back up, and then I'm going to relax that right arm out to the right. That's the sound I make when I do yoga by myself, FYI. I'm going to reach that right arm all the way across. We're lengthening those rhomboids, pulling the shoulder blade away from the spine. And now I'm just going to start to incorporate like a circular sweeping motion here so I can really get into it. Hanging out in any areas that are talking to me a little bit more, like up here, for instance. Ooh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. So if you know you need more time on that right side, keep hanging out here. I'm going to move on. So I'm going to take it out from under me. Got my lacrosse ball in my right hand, now I'm just resting. I like doing this. It helps you feel the difference between your left and right sides before and after, right? Big breath. Feels like
like there's a little bit more space on that right side in the upper back. I love it. Let's try the left side. So we'll bring the lacrosse ball again between the shoulder blade and the spine, right in the muscle belly, not on any bony structures, right? Oh, let's see how this left side's doing. Honestly, my shoulders haven't been bothering me as much. Probably because I haven't been hunching as much as usual with work and everything. That's probably not true. I've been on the couch a lot. Okay. Another breath. Relaxing the back muscles. Okay. I'm going to reach that left arm up. And then relax the arm on the ground up overhead. Yeah. Yeah, maybe roll around a little bit. Make sure that the ball is in a productive area for you. We use our arms differently, so chances are I'm gonna reach that arm up and reach out to the left now. So chances are you're gonna feel tension in different areas of your shoulders, right? We're not symmetrical, especially when it comes to our shoulders. Jeez. Always going in with an open mind, crossing that arm across the chest, so that we can really notice differences in our tension patterns, and that way we can address it, right? Starting to make that circular motion. Ugh. Dope. Cool. Alright. When you feel done, go ahead and relax that left arm. Let's take the lacrosse ball out from under us. Turn the head side to side. Tee the arms out. Big breath. Feel the lungs expand. Open up the upper back. Yeah, cool. Alright. So we're going to scooch up a little bit on our mat. Well, I am, because I need more space down where my leggies are. And we're going to work into the low back a little bit. So we're going to try to smush this guy into our QLs, our quadratus lumborum muscles are. It's a pretty small little muscle group. So we're really kind of smushing into our erectors, down our spine a little bit more. Anyways, I'll show you where we're at. So we want to start on that right side. We want to start to the right of the spine, but above the sacrum, right? So about right there in that little corner that your spine and sacrum make, right? For me, it's like right at the waistline of my pants, right? Cool. So make sure that we're in the muscle belly. We don't want to be on the spine. We don't want to be on the sacrum. We want it to smush into some muscle. So let's try it out. You're going to come back on your back. Bring that lacrosse ball under. Roll around till you find it, right? To the right of the spine, north of the sacrum. So this might be enough. For me, this is feeling pretty great, honestly. But some folks like to add a little bit to this. And for you, that, might be hugging that right knee in towards the chest. Maybe we drop that right knee out to the right. Or maybe just kind of like circle that knee around. So we're engaging that hip. Doing a little bit of engagement in the QLs this way. It might feel a little more productive if you've got that movement. I don't know. It's feeling just nice holding that knee in for me. Let's give it a couple more breaths. Awesome. Alright, we'll release that foot down. Okay. Ooh, we'll take the lacrosse ball out. Let's bring it on over to the left side. Actually, let's windshield wiper the knees back and forth a little bit. Get a little bit of movement in that sacrum. That'll feel nice here. Then we'll do the left side. So Again, to the left of the spine, north of the sacrum. Let's see what's going on. How's this left side feeling? How's it different from the right side? I'm trying to figure that out for myself. The question was for you and for me. I think I'm feeling more on the right. This is not feeling quite as, what's the word? Confrontational. Drop that knee out. Maybe start to circle that knee around. Awesome. What a weird time to be a person, just like on the earth. It's really cool that we have the ability and the technology to do this, though. Awesome. Let's give another breath. Maybe one more. Place that left foot down. And let's take that lacrosse ball out from under us. Windshield wiper knees, left and right. Oh, that's awesome. I already feel a difference in my low back, which I didn't even know was like an issue, but there you go. All right. You know what? Before we move to our hips, I want to do a little bit of work into our pecs. So I'm going to grab my little book real quick. Hold on one second. If you have a block or a heavy book, that'll take care of business here. You'll see why. It doesn't have to be anything particularly specific. Cool. So for instance, I'm going to use a unopened That's What She Said board game that I got for Christmas, I think. It'll get used eventually, once we can, have friends in the same place with us again. So grab your little block or book or inappropriate board game for ages 17 plus. Grab your lacrosse ball. So we're going to roll out our pecs a little bit here. This is one of my favorite stretches. It's great if you've got those shoulders forward. If you're working at home right now, please do this. So what you're going to do, you're going to be on your back. So you're on your back to do this. I'll show you seated up, and then I'll lay down and do it. You're going to bring the lacrosse ball into your pecs on the right side. So this is upper chest here. Want to be south of the collarbone, right? I'm like way, way, way clear of my collarbone. And we're going to be between the sternum, right, and our armpit. So you'll feel it. Start to sink in there. Then grab your heavy thing. We're just going to rest that on top. So now because of that board game, board book, or whatever, you're able to move that lacrosse ball around. So you might do some trigger point work where you find a spot of tension and you just sink in, hold in. Or maybe you roll side to side, or cross-fibering that pec minor, right? That feels pretty great. Or maybe you roll north and south, right? Getting across that pec major all the way to the sternum. Be a little lighter on the sternum, it's more sensitive there. All the way out to that cliff where our pecs drop off towards the armpit, right? Cool. I'm gonna lay down and do it. Let gravity help me out a little. Awesome. And when you feel ready, we're going to lightly roll the lacrosse ball across our sternum and sink into the left side. So same deal. Remember, our shoulders, we're using them differently. That extends all the way into the chest, into the pec. So notice where the tension is on this side. It's going to be different. Keep that open mind so you can sense it, so you can spend the time where it needs to be. Maybe rolling north and south, maybe east and west. And feeling a little tension right at the attachments, right at my sternum. So I'm gonna lightly kind of roll up and down the side of the sternum. Yeah, that feels super productive. And maybe come out here. This is where I tend to hold it too. Really out towards the side. Nice deep breaths. Love it. Cool. All right. Nice, nice, nice. All right, I'm gonna take the game off, set it off to the side. All right, so now it's just me and this lacrosse ball, right? Bring it on your sternum and really lightly start to kind of circle around. So this will give us just a little bit more mobility. We're going from left to right, right to left, hanging out in the middle. Just wherever you're feeling that tension, spend a little time. Yeah, awesome. Love it. Cool. All right, now extend the rolling all the way out to the front of your shoulder, so you can stay laying down. But so we're doing this thing, but now we're going all the way out to the front. Get that anterior deltoid. Get where the pecs stretch across. Ooh, love it. And then maybe try the other side. Like that. Making the sound helps. I don't know why. Cool. Love it. I think we should come up to seated now, y'all. Sorry to do that. So when you're ready, go ahead and come on up to seated. I'm gonna face you so you can kind of see what's going on. All right, so let's do a little bit of work with our hips, right? Our hips probably need a lot, especially if we've been seated a lot, but also if you've been walking a lot. I know I've been going on walks just to keep myself sane. So if that's you, I would definitely encourage doing this so we can release some of that work. Our glutes are so strong and they're doing so much for us, so we want to help them out a little bit. So let's start on the right side. You're going to bring the lacrosse ball under you. So we want to go not right into the muscle belly, right? So we don't want on any bony structures, not right on our sit bone, not right where the joint comes into the hip. We want to go kind of smushing in between there. So you might roll around a little bit till you find a more productive area. Ideally, we kind of want to target the piriformis here, and that's the muscle that stretches across our sacrum into that big joint where our femur plugs in. So maybe around there, like basically right in the middle. Cool. So we're seated, right? We're letting body weight do a little bit of work here. You'll notice my knees are bent, my feet are planted. That's going to be helpful here in a second. Cool. If this is feeling productive, this is where you want to stay. Just stay here. This is great. Where I usually like to hang out instead is to slowly let that right knee drop off to the right, right? So we're laterally rotating our hips. We're shortening the piriformis, but we're pinning it down, and then let's bring it back in. Cool. Yeah, back and forth. Maybe bring the palms back behind you so we can get a little bit more weight onto that lacrosse ball. We're going to feel a little more productive, a little more sensational. Cool. All right, this is an option, and then if you want to go further with it, you can cross that right ankle across the left knee, right? Lift up onto palms and left foot, and then we've got the control here. So we're totally in control of our body weight. We can roll around. We can find some areas of our glutes that might need a little more attention. Maybe we're up in the glute medius a little bit, so off. See how I'm tilted, like off to the side of your hip? That might be nice. Up a little bit higher where the glute max kind of attaches up towards the top of your pelvis. Anyways, see what you want to do. I'm just talking. Don't listen to me. Moving around. Cool. I'm going to come back to this one. This one's my favorite. This is just a
powerhouse muscle group, these glutes, so giving them their time, their needed attention. There's a lot more to sink through as well. There's a lot of muscle tissue there. Love it. Alright. Ooh, extend your leg long. We're still sitting on our lacrosse ball here. Alright, now start to windshield wipe that foot back and forth. Yeah, I like this one. Gets a little bit more into the joint in the hip, right? A little bit more into that connective tissue, which I think is helpful, especially for me. I got some rusty hips right now, y'all. I've got bursitis in my left hip, so you're probably going to hear some more uncomfortable noises coming from me once we move to the left side. And for that, I apologize, but that's just the human body. Alright, cool, let's swap. Alright, lacrosse ball goes under the glutes on the left side. We're avoiding bony structures. We're just looking for muscle tissue. That's where we're sinking in. Got my knees bent. Alright, let's try this out. I'm going to bring that left knee out. Cool. Awesome. Put my hands back behind me. A little bit more weight. Yeah, that's super productive. Digging it. And if we're feeling it, we might really plant that right foot so we can cross left ankle over right knee out. And then we got more body weight here to work with, right? We're rolling around. Oh, geez. All right. Up high on my glutes, man. There's something going on. Alright. I'm gonna downgrade back to this guy. Beautiful. Let's give it another couple breaths. So I'm going to kind of briefly touch on a lot of the major muscle groups here, just so we can do a quick little full body rollout with this one video. But yeah, see what's most productive. If you're finding that certain areas that we hang out are more productive than others, then just stay there, man. Use what's helpful. Skip the rest. It's always optional, whether it's an online class or an in-person class. Your practice is always for you and your body in particular, right? Look at that space heater in the background. I just love it. I just love it so much. Cool. How about we check out the quads? You want to see what's going on there? We're gonna want our block again. I wasn't sponsored by That's What She Said, a twisted game of innuendos, but I'm open to it. So let's start on the right side. We're going to bring our lacrosse ball right on top of our quads. Quads are easy to find, right? They're just that big old muscle belly on the top of our thigh. So I got that. Maybe just my hand is helpful, right? But what's helpful for me is usually bringing a block onto it. That way I can really lean a little bit more on my body weight. Rolling back and forth, trying to keep any muscle we're working on as relaxed as possible. That's going to be helpful. So just kind of let that right leg be a dead leg here. We're rolling. You can feel, you can like strum across those big bellies. That's so great. Cool. Makes me feel so strong to be able to like palpate my actual muscle bellies and kind of notice where they are, how they intertwine with the others. Bodies are awesome. Cool. And if it's helpful, like pull up a little diagram of the human anatomy. and just like look at what we're working on. You'll see. It's dope, man. It's really cool. And knowing what part of your body you're working on can be really helpful as far as you finding a good way to spend your time. Cool. I'm going more towards the inner thigh now, kind of flirting with the adductors. So you'll notice I'm laterally rotating this leg. Just kind of noticing if any of those muscles are feeling tight. Cool. Now I'm working down closer to my knee, not on the knee, mind you. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's swap to the other side. I know, we're gonna breeze through these last bits just so that you can spend more time where you need it, but so you've got the tools in your toolbox in case you want to revisit this. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, I feel like my right leg, there's a lot more going on that side. Okay, so I kind of checked in with the quad. I'm checking in with the adductors now, those inner thigh muscles. Cool. Awesome. All right, cool. So we're just gonna do a tiny bit in the hamstring. Hamstrings are a little tougher, but we can work into the attachments. So let's bring our lacrosse ball under us again. We're gonna sit on it, but this time we're gonna sit on it to right where those hamstrings attach to the pelvis. So you'll notice I'm under the glutes, just at the top of my thigh, right? Yeah, so it might require a little bit of movement. So you might kind of roll back and forth. Maybe not. Maybe just hanging out. So that's a nice way to work into the hamstring attachments, right? Maybe windshield wiper. That right foot back and forth. Yeah, that might get it there. You can really feel the muscles, right? You know, because we're mobilizing that hip joint, so you're able to just kind of feel it all strum under that lacrosse ball. It's so cool. All right, let's go to the other side. Notice what you're feeling, right? I think there's a lot more on this left side. What a puzzle. Always taking that body inventory so that if you do stretch it out a little bit more later, which I would definitely recommend after rolling everything out, just spend a little bit of time stretching. You're going to feel like a new person after this. And then if you take a cold shower and then a hot shower, yeah, it's gonna be bonkers. Just jump in when it's cold and then turn it really hot. And then you're gonna be so happy. Cool. Awesome. Alright, let's do calves. We're gonna bring the lacrosse ball starting on this right side, just into the muscle belly of the calves, right? So again, pretty easy because there's a big muscle belly here, easy to find. You just want to rest that lower right leg on your lacrosse ball. That's what's going on here. Cool. So you might roll it back and forth. Just starting to kind of test it out. Notice where that tension is. But then we're going to add to it. So this can be a pretty dramatic difference. It doesn't look dramatic, but it feels dramatic for me. We're going to cross your left ankle over the right. Yeah. So we've got that added weight of our left leg now. As we roll back and forth, or front and back, really trying to keep our right calves as rested as possible. Cool. Let's give it another breath. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, let's bring that left foot over. We'll uncross the ankles. All right, got the lacrosse ball in my left hand. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where your lacrosse ball is. Let's bring it under the left calf. Cool. Yep. So I'm already noticing where the tension is there. Maybe a little further down on this left side. I'll cross my right ankle on top every time. This is great. But whenever I teach this in my restorative yoga classes, pretty much everyone groans whenever they cross the ankle. So I don't think it's just me. It's certainly not just you if you're feeling it. Cool. Let's give it another couple breaths. Okay, cool. That's uncrossed, grab lacrosse ball. Cool, so we got just, really just about two more that I want to show you. This other one, we're going to swing our legs back behind us, come into a tabletop. So we're actually going to try and roll out our shins a little bit. Those muscles, that tibialis anterior, right, that runs along the outside of your tibia right there in the low leg, that nice strong bone right in the front. This muscle belly right next to it, we don't even think about there being a muscle there, but boy, is there. And you're going to feel it here in a sec. You're going to bring your lacrosse ball under that muscle belly, right? So we don't want it right on the bone right now. Let's see, you can see. That's right on the bone. I'm going to slide it out to the side. Yeah, you can't see it, but you can trust me here. So we're to the right of our tibia. We're sinking in, and now we can kind of roll that right leg up and back. Try to relax that right foot. Let it be heavy. And you can start to shift as much weight onto that right leg as you can, so that we can just get a little attention. See if you can trace. So what I'm doing is I'm tracing all the way down towards my ankle, probably stopping about right there, all the way up. I don't want to make any of those ligaments right on the joint angry right now. I'm just trying to roll out the belly of the muscle as best I can. Cool. Just back and forth. That's what we're doing. Again, if you're not feeling it, shift more weight. Lean to the right. That'll get you there. Cool. All right, let's try the other side. All right, again, to the left of our tibia on our left leg, right? Boop. Squishing it. Rolling it. Seeing what's going on. Okay, definitively more happening here. Oh my goodness. Just up and down. If you find a good spot, just hang out, right? Breathe deep. All right, another breath. Cool. All right, y'all. Cool, so because we're in tabletop, I just want to throw in one more, and that's just rolling out the palms. Our palms do so much, especially if we're typing a lot, or, using them, just like a person might do. Let's roll them out, I'm going to bring it right under my palm, right? And now I'm in control of how much weight I'm pouring into that right hand. Yeah, so I can tell there's a lot going on right there at the base of the thumb. I'm going to hang out there for a while. Maybe I'll trace some circles kind of around that circle perimeter of the palm. Maybe one direction and the other. Yeah, awesome. Dang. Yeah, out on like the bottom base edge of my right thumb, but like off to the left. Something happening. Cool. Interesting stuff. Cool. Alright, let's try the other palm. So, pouring as much weight as we want into that left arm. Nice. Jeez. Cool. I think, though, taking a few days off of giving deep tissue massage has probably been pretty kind to my hands. I just want to make sure I'm still keeping them rolled out, keeping them stretched, keeping them strong, man. Those of us that work with our bodies who can't work with our bodies right now, it's important to stay strong while we're here, Eventually we'll get to use our bodies for work again. Awesome.
Nice.
All right, y'all. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you today. There's plenty more techniques that we can play with when it comes to using lacrosse balls. But this is what I wanted to show you for today. Hopefully this will give you a good sort of broad, full body release, which is really nice in a time like this, right? Just getting a little bit more open, longer, finding a little bit more space in these little areas that can build up tension. Cool. Yeah, hoping to do some more videos here shortly. Probably doing some more yoga flows. But for now, yeah, just really take care of yourself. Even if it feels like you're not doing a lot of physical activity, do stuff like this. You deserve these more focused, relaxed classes that are all about checking in with what's going on in your body. Because even if it feels like you're doing nothing, I bet your body is still holding tension. That's just a gamble that I'm willing to place. So give it a shot. Order some lacrosse balls online if you don't have them, or grab a tennis ball. Get creative, whatever you need. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon, either via the internet or in person at some point. Cool. Wish y'all the best. Bye.